informed. Stay plugged in. Read next on Sunday and every day of the week.
Hello and welcome to Next News. The managing director of the Nigerian Security and Minting Company, Ehidiamen Okoyemon, said on Wednesday that an Australian banknotes company, Securrency International, is working actively to undermine the company. He disclosed this to the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Financial Institutions in Abuja while receiving the committee members who came on a routine visit as part of its oversight functions, as the company commonly called Mint. Mr. Okoyemon said that the 4 foreign companies who had indicated interest to buy the Mint in 2005 were working to jeopardize the activities of the company as a condition that will allow them to buy it. Cameroon soldiers on Thursday morning killed 6 Nigerians in Bakassi territorial waters, 10 days after the Niger Delta militants surrendered their weapons and left the creeks of Bakassi Peninsula. Frank Dudu, one of the leaders of the militant groups that turned in their arms on September 25 at the headquarters of the Bakassi local government area, revealed that the Nigerians, made up of fishermen and businessmen, were killed in an unprovoked attack. 11 days after the expiration of the amnesty offer by the federal government, ex-leaders of the main militant group, the Movement for the Emancipation of the Niger Delta MEND, are reportedly threatening to go back to the trenches. Sources close to about 5 of the repentant militant leaders, including John Togo, aka Warlord, Opunama and Afofa, Pastor Ruben and Pius, said on Thursday that the reason for their anger had to do with their exclusion from the meeting with President Umaru Yar'Adua. They also accused the federal government of insincerity in the amnesty deal, especially as it excluded some of them from the post-amnesty talk. Nigeria has won the election for a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council alongside Gabon and Brazil. Bosnia and Lebanon won but will be in the rare position of being subject to scrutiny by the UN's most powerful body while serving their 2-year terms. Unlike previous Security Council elections, there were no contested seats this year. As a result, the 5 countries nominated by regional groups won an easy election on Thursday, following voting by the 192-member General Assembly. After about 10 months of sitting, a Yaba Corona court trying to unravel the circumstances surrounding the death of a member of This Day editorial board, Abayomi Ogundeji, on Thursday fixed its verdict for October 27, 2009. Adjourning the case, presiding magistrate Mukaila Fadeyi thanked all those who appeared before him to give testimonies on what they knew about the case. Mr. Fadeyi said the little effort the court had made so far would in no small measure help to stem the menace of extrajudicial and other forms of killings in the country. The police in Ebonyi have arrested 6 persons suspected of kidnapping a village head, Chris Nwankwo, brother to the wife of the state governor, Josephine Elechi. Parading the suspects before newsmen in Abakaliki on Thursday, Yusuf Wom, a chief superintendent of police, said that the suspects were arrested in different parts of Ebonyi and Cross River State in the course of investigations into the matter. Mr. Fom said that the items recovered from the suspects included 1 AK-45 rifle, 7 empty magazines, charms, handsets and automated teller machine cards. Voting started on Friday in Botswana's election, which is expected to see President Ian Khama remain in power despite rising discontent over the economic state of the world's biggest diamond producer. The South African nation has been hit by recession as a global slowdown cuts demand for diamonds, which accounts for close to 40% of the economy. The crisis has forced Botswana, seen as one of Africa's best-run countries with a history of budget surpluses and the region's strongest currency, to plunge itself into debt. This is business news. The federal government on Thursday in Abuja denied setting November 1 as the commencement date for the deregulation of the oil and gas sector of the economy. Adetokunbo Kayode, the Minister of Labour and Productivity, who made the denial at a news conference, said that the commencement date that was speculated by media reports did not come from the government. He said that when the government was ready to implement the policy, it would carry along labour unions and the National Union of Road Transport Workers. The Bureau of Public Enterprise has disqualified 4 holders of GSM license, MTN, Glo, Etisalat and Zain, from buying MTEL. the mobile arm of the Nigerian Telecommunications Limited. Christopher Ayanwu, Director General of the Bureau, told newsmen on Thursday in Abuja that the disqualification was based on the advice of the regulatory body. He said the disqualified companies were among the 15 bidders which showed interest in the sale of Nitel and its mobile arm, MTEL. Oil rose for a seventh session to a one-year high above $78 a barrel on Friday after an unexpectedly steep drop in U.S. oil product stocks and further weakness for the dollar. Year highs for U.S. stocks also helped oil power towards its best week of gains in nearly 2 months, even though investors were disappointed by results from top U.S. banks Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. U.S. crude for November delivery rose 48 cents to $78.06 after settling $2.40 higher at $77.58 on Thursday. London Brent crude was up 40 cents at $76.63. Sports. The route of Nigerians male tennis players was made complete on Thursday at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, venue of the ongoing Governors Cup tennis tournament. Nigeria's last man standing, Sunday Emmanuel, was sent off by Ivorian Valentine Sanon, who whipped him over 2 sets. The match ended 6-3, 6-1. The last female, Blessing Anunu, was beaten by Karen Shalom of Israel 6-1, 6-1 late. Nigeria coach Shuaibu Amudu has proposed a one-week training camp in Ethiopia for the Super Eagles ahead of their final 2010 World Cup qualifier against Kenya next month in Nairobi. Nigeria going to the last day of qualifying 2 points behind Tunisia, and their hopes of qualifying for South Africa hinges on their winning in Nairobi and hoping that the Carthage Eagles fail to do the same in Maputo. Thank you for watching Next News. For more information, please visit www.234next.com. Thank you.